Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech, where we blend casual conversations with insightful discussions on the latest in technology and gadgets. Today, we're diving into a pool of tech news that's buzzing with excitement, from SpaceX's ambitious plans to blanket the Earth with cell service to the whispers of a super-thin iPhone that's about to hit the market.
It's a real mix of what's happening out in the open and what's bubbling under the surface. And you know what they say? Sometimes the most interesting stuff is hiding in plain sight.
Okay, let's unpack this. First up, SpaceX is shooting for the stars, literally, with their Starlink system. They've got over 320 direct-to-cell satellites up in orbit, which means global cell service might be closer than we think. What's really wild is that you wouldn't need any fancy equipment to tap into this network.
That's right. Your trusty old mobile phone would be your ticket to staying connected no matter where you are on the planet. This could be a game changer, especially for folks in remote areas, disaster zones, or, let's be honest, anyone who's ever struggled to find a decent signal in a crowded concert venue.
Seriously, that's a huge deal for travelers, remote workers, even emergency responders. But there's a catch, right? It's not as simple as just launching a bunch of satellites and calling it a day.
Exactly. SpaceX still needs to jump through some regulatory hoops with the FCC before they can flip the switch on this global network. So while the technology is ready to go, we might have to wait a bit for the paperwork to catch up.
It's a good reminder that tech advancements don't always translate to instant access. Sometimes the red tape moves a little slower than the speed of innovation. Speaking of waiting for the next big thing, let's talk about the iPhone 17 Air rumors that are making the rounds. Word on the street is that this phone is going to be thinner than the iPhone 6, clocking in at a mind-boggling 6 millimeters. Is that even possible?
6 millimeters, that's thinner than most credit cards. Think about it. You could practically slip this phone under a door. It's a testament to how far we've come in miniaturizing components and squeezing incredible power into incredibly slim devices.
But here's the real head-scratcher. The rumor mill is churning with whispers that this super slim iPhone might only have a single rear camera. In an age where we're used to seeing phones sporting 3, 4, even 5 cameras, this feels like a bold move. What do you make of that?
It's definitely a departure from the trend, and it's got everyone speculating. Some folks think Apple might be betting on computational photography using software and AI to squeeze amazing image quality out of a single powerful lens. Others think it might be a strategic move to maximize battery life in such a slim design. Or maybe, just maybe, Apple's trying to simplify things and remind us that sometimes less is more.
I guess we'll have to wait and see what Apple has up their sleeves. But you know what? I'm kind of intrigued by the idea of a phone that focuses on one amazing camera instead of trying to cram in a whole bunch of them. Now let's shift gears from sleek smartphones to something straight out of science fiction. Mind-controlled robotic arms. Neuralink, Elon Musk's brain-computer interface company, is launching a study where patients with implanted devices can actually control a robotic arm with their thoughts.
It sounds like something out of a superhero movie, right? But this is real-deal science happening right now. It's important to remember that this is still early-stage research, so we're not talking about mind-controlled robots walking around just yet. But the fact that Neuralink devices are already implanted in humans and enabling them to control things like computer cursors is a huge step.
It's mind-blowing to think about the possibilities. This technology could revolutionize prosthetics, help people with paralysis regain mobility, and even open up new frontiers in human-computer interaction.
It's truly groundbreaking stuff, and it raises all sorts of ethical and philosophical questions that we as a society need to start grappling with.
Speaking of pushing boundaries, let's talk about the XB-1, a supersonic jet that's been soaring to new heights. Literally. It's inching closer and closer to supersonic speeds, and the company behind it, Boom Supersonic, is aiming to make supersonic travel quieter and more accessible. I know we hear about supersonic jets every few years, but this one feels different.
It does, doesn't it? The XB-1 recently reached an altitude of over 25,000 feet and hit a speed of Mach 0.82. That's about 630 miles per hour, which is impressive, but still below the speed of sound. What's really interesting is that Boom Supersonic plans to have the XB-1 fly subsonic over land to minimize the noise from those ear-splitting sonic booms.
So they're trying to find that sweet spot. Super fast travel without disrupting everyone on the ground. It shows that they're thinking about the bigger picture, not just about breaking speed records.
It's a good example of how technological advancements need to be balanced with environmental and social considerations. It's not just about pushing the limits of what's possible. It's about doing it in a way that benefits everyone.
Now let's dive into something that might surprise you. It turns out there's a whole hidden AI economy operating beneath the surface. Businesses are using AI way more than they're letting on, and this undercover AI revolution is much bigger than we realize. A Google study found that only about 5% of American businesses officially report using AI, but in reality, about one-third of employees are using AI tools regularly.
It makes you wonder what's really going on, right? Think about it. You've probably used AI without even realizing it. Ever chatted with a customer service bot online? Or had your emails automatically sorted into different folders? Those are just a couple of examples of how AI is subtly woven into the fabric of our digital lives.
So it's like AI is hiding in plain sight, quietly working its magic behind the scenes. But what's the big deal about this hidden AI economy? Why should we care?
Well, a company called Klarna provides a pretty compelling case study. They've decided to embrace AI openly and strategically, and it's led to some pretty impressive results.
Klarna took a smart approach. Instead of trying to replace all their employees with AI, they focused on using it for specific tasks that made sense to automate. Their AI chatbot now handles 2 out of every 3 customer service chats, and AI-generated content has helped them cut marketing costs by a whopping 16%.
That's incredible. And here's the real kicker. Even though their tech costs went up, the productivity gains from using AI more than made up for it. It makes you wonder if companies that are dragging their feet on AI are going to fall behind. It's a valid question. Klarna's success with AI highlights the importance of not just adopting the technology, but also using it in a way that complements and enhances human capabilities. It's about finding that sweet spot where humans and AI can work together to achieve amazing things.
So it's not about humans versus AI, it's about humans and AI. It's about finding ways to use this incredible technology to make our lives better, our work more efficient, and our world a little bit more, well, awesome.
That's a great way to put it. It's about recognizing that AI is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or for, well, not so good. The key is to use it wisely, ethically, and with a focus on creating a better future for everyone. Before the break, we were talking about this hidden AI economy and how businesses are using AI way more than they're publicly acknowledging, but it's not just businesses that are hopping on the AI train.
You're right. It seems like AI is popping up everywhere these days. For instance, did you know that someone fed a massive data set of subtitles from over 139,000 movies and TV shows into an AI? It's like they force-fed the AI a whole library of Hollywood blockbusters.
It sounds like they gave the AI a serious case of binge watching. But jokes aside, that's a pretty impressive data set. Imagine the sheer volume of dialogue and storytelling that AI was able to process.
It's mind-boggling. But it also raises some interesting questions about copyright and fair use. I mean, screenwriters just went on strike over fair compensation and working conditions in the age of streaming and AI. It seems like using their work to train AI models without their consent could be a real point of contention.
You've hit on a major issue that's causing quite a stir in the creative world. The use of copyrighted material to train AI is a legal and ethical gray area that's still being sorted out. Authors and news companies are already suing AI companies for copyright infringement. It wouldn't be surprising if screenwriters join that legal battle soon.
It sounds like the Wild West out there, with everyone trying to figure out the rules of the game as they go along. It makes you wonder if AI companies can use publicly available writing to train their models and create new content. What's stopping others from doing the same thing to them?
It's a fascinating question, and it seems like some folks are already experimenting with turning the tables. For example, someone used the AI Claude to create a whole screenplay based on the emails between Elon Musk and Sam Altman about the founding of OpenAI. Talk about taking inspiration from real life.
That's pretty clever, actually. And since AI-generated work can't be copyrighted, anyone could use that script to make a movie. It's like a whole new era of open source creativity where the lines between creator and consumer are getting blurry.
It's definitely shaking things up and challenging our traditional notions of authorship and intellectual property. Speaking of shaking things up, NVIDIA, the company famous for its powerful graphics cards that gamers love, has launched a new AI model called Fugato that can transform any audio input into different sounds and music based on text descriptions. It's like having a sonic paintbrush in your hands.
Wait, so you're telling me I could type in a spooky forest at night, and this AI could create a soundscape to match? That's incredible. Imagine the possibilities for musicians, sound designers, podcasters, anyone who works with audio.
It's a powerful tool that opens up a whole new world of creative possibilities. You could create a custom soundtrack for your next home movie, generate sound effects for a video game, or even compose a symphony based on your latest dream.
And speaking of creative applications, IMAX is embracing AI dubbing technology from a company called Cam.ai to translate original content for its theaters. This could be a game changer for international film distribution, making it easier for people around the world to enjoy movies in their native languages.
It's a fantastic example of how AI can break down language barriers and make content more accessible to a wider audience. Plus, it has the potential to reduce the cost and time involved in traditional dubbing processes, which often involve hiring voice actors and syncing the audio with the actor's lip movements. AI could streamline that whole process.
It seems like AI is touching every corner of the entertainment industry these days. Even Zoom, the video conferencing platform that became a household name during the pandemic, is jumping on the AI bandwagon.
That's right. Zoom is positioning itself as an AI-first work platform with features like their AI companion that can help with tasks like summarizing meetings and generating follow-up emails. It's like having a personal assistant built right into your video calls.
I could definitely use an AI assistant to help me keep track of all the things I need to do after a meeting. It's interesting to see how Zoom is evolving beyond just video conferencing and embracing AI to enhance collaboration and productivity. It's a smart move considering how competitive the video conferencing market has become.
Absolutely. And it speaks to the broader trend of AI becoming more integrated into our everyday work lives. But it's not just about making our jobs easier.
It's like AI is becoming the ultimate multitasker,
Yeah.
handling everything from customer service chats to composing symphonies. Amazing to see how quickly it's transforming so many different industries.
It really is, and the pace of innovation just keeps accelerating. It seems like every week there's a new AI tool or platform popping up, each one promising to revolutionize the way we live, work, and play.
It can be hard to keep up with it all. Speaking of new developments, I heard something about a Model Context Protocol, or MCP. What's that all about?
Ah, yes, MCP. It's a new open standard that's designed to connect AI systems directly to data sources, like business tools and content repositories. It's like building bridges between the world of AI and the vast oceans of data that exist out there.
Okay, I'm picturing these virtual bridges connecting AI to all sorts of data, but what does that actually mean for those of us who aren't developers? How does this impact our everyday lives?
Well, think about all the ways AI is already being used to personalize our online experiences, detect fraud, even diagnose diseases. As AI systems become more sophisticated, they need access to more and more data to do their jobs effectively. MCP makes it easier for developers to connect AI to those data sources, which ultimately leads to better and more powerful AI applications.
So it's like building a stronger foundation for the future of AI. Instead of having all these isolated AI systems working with limited data, we're creating a more interconnected ecosystem where AI can tap into a vast network of information.
Exactly. It's about creating a more seamless flow of data between AI and the real world. And it's not just about improving existing applications. MCP also opens up exciting new possibilities for AI innovation by making it easier to connect different types of data from different sources.
It sounds like we're just scratching the surface of what AI can do. It's both exciting and a little bit daunting to think about all the possibilities and potential challenges that lie ahead.
I agree. But I think the key is to approach AI with a sense of curiosity, to engage with these advancements thoughtfully, and to consider not just the what, but also the why and the how of these technologies.
Well said. And on that note, we'd love to hear from you, our listeners. What surprised you most in today's deep dive? What tech are you most excited about? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We're always eager to hear your perspectives and continue the conversation.
Absolutely. We're all on this technological journey together, and it's through open dialogue and thoughtful exploration that we can shape the future of AI in a way that benefits everyone.
Thanks for tuning in to Byte-Sized Tech. If you enjoyed the episode, like, comment, share, and subscribe for more fun tech discussions.